Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are talking about something that's very crucial for financial stability and peace of mind, an emergency fund. Let's dive in and explore why it's important, how big it should be and how to start building one. Why should you have an emergency fund? The first question you might have, why should you have an emergency fund? Well, life is unpredictable and unexpected expenses can arise at any time. Whether it's losing your job, a medical emergency or a major car repair. Having an emergency fund can provide a financial safety net. For example, our family dog is 15 years old now, and when dogs are this old, it's likely they have to go to the vet pretty often. For example, a few months ago she got very sick and needed surgery. Without an emergency fund, it would have been very hard or even impossible to pay for that. And those situations can happen anytime to everyone, so be prepared. An emergency fund prevents you from overdrawing your bank account or relying on credit cards when faced with unexpected expenses. It helps you avoid falling into debt and the stress that comes with that. So, how big should your emergency fund be? The size of your fund really depends on several factors. Firstly, consider your monthly expenses and how long you would need to cover them if you were to lose your job or face a financial strike. If you have dependents like children or a partner who relies on your income, it's important to have a larger emergency fund to ensure their financial stability as well. Additionally, the stability of your job and industry can also play a role in determining the size of your fund. It's also crucial to make your emergency fund not too big. Remember, it's money that isn't being invested or used for another financial goal. Finding the sweet spot is key. As a general guideline, I would recommend having an emergency fund that covers 3 to 6 months of either your monthly salary or your monthly expenses. So when you make 3k a month and have 2,500 monthly expenses, you can either decide on 3 to 6 times 3,000 or 3 to 6 times 2,500. You can choose the approach that works best for you depending on your circumstances and risk tolerance. How to start building your emergency fund? Now that you understand the importance and size calculations, let's discuss on how to start building one. When you start, it's a good idea to lower your expenses as much as possible. Look for areas where you can cut back and save money. Every bit counts and it can accelerate your process in building as a fund. Only when your emergency fund is built up, you can stop cutting back your expenses. But it's still good to cut back on things you really don't need. You can invest that money. There are two common approaches to build your emergency funds. One is to put all the money you have left after covering your expenses directly into the fund before you start investing. The other approach, which I followed, is to divide your available funds. 50% for investing and 50% for the emergency fund. That way I had already started something investing and it was more motivating for me. Find what works best for you and adjust accordingly. It's important to keep your emergency fund easy accessible. Don't invest this money because it's meant to be served as a safety buffer and you don't want to have to sell your investments when the market is down. It would just cost more than if you actually didn't invest it. Instead, keep it in a place where you can quickly access it, such as a separate saving account or your checking account. In conclusion, building an emergency fund is an essential step towards financial security, maybe even the most important one. You will likely never regret having an emergency fund even if you don't need it. However, you will regret not having one when you need it. So start today by calculating your expenses, determining the size of your fund, and setting aside money consistently. Remember, it's all about taking small steps and making financial preparedness a priority. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more financial related content. As always, feel free to leave any questions or comments down below. Until next time, stay financially empowered.